Hey there guys, I hope you're all keeping well. Thanks so much for being here. So, one of my most anticipated movies of the year, Furiosa and Mad Max Saga. The first reviews are now out. I can't wait to read them along with you guys and see what people are saying about this movie. That Mad Max Fury Road movie they did a few years ago with Tom Hardy, I thought it was incredible. Being in this kind of deserted wasteland after the world has fallen, having these mad designs of these different cars, people, fighting each other and all the kind of the racing with the crazy cars. It's absolutely incredible, and it looks like we're going to get more of the same in this, which, sign me up, take my money. So this comes to us from comicflicknews.com. So first reviews of Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga revealed, Rotten Tomatoes score and comparison to Fury Road. So, Furiosa and Mad Max Saga premiered with great fanfare at the Cannes Festival today, marking the anticipated debut of George Miller's prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. Initial reviews are now in for the film. So, with a 7-minute standing ovation at its Cannes debut, Furiosa currently holds an 87% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. While not a flawless score, the overall consensus is overwhelmingly positive, particularly praising the action, visuals, and stellar cast, spearheaded by Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, those guys look like they're having an absolute blast making this movie. I mean, Chris Hemsworth, he's playing a character called Dementis, if I'm not mistaken, but in the trailers, Chris Hemsworth looks like he's having the time of his life. He looks so good as this character, this kind of villain in this movie. Anya Taylor-Joy as well. She's always great in everything that she's in. She always elevates material. I would expect nothing less than, great stuff from her as well. So I think we're in for a treat with this movie. However, some viewers found Furiosa slightly lacking, primarily because it didn't meet their sky-high expectations, meaning it falls short of the benchmark set by 2015's Fury Road. Yeah, like I said, Fury Road, that movie was so good. It really did. It went over and beyond what my expectations were for that movie, and it just absolutely nailed everything. So trying to land a prequel Mad Max movie that's going to be up to the heights of what they did with Fury Road is going to be very difficult. But it looks like it scored very high on its review score, which is great to hear. So from Rotten Tomatoes here, we have the Twitter post. The first reviews are in for Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, currently fresh at 87% on the tomato meter with 30 reviews. So let's go ahead and click on this link and let's see if the score's been updated or the amount of reviews, just in case. So if we go over to Rotten Tomatoes here, let's go down and have a look. So we're on 86% from 43 reviews. So there's a few more reviews, but it's hovering around that same level. We're at 86%. And for this movie, that's absolutely incredible. To obtain a fresh review on Rotten Tomatoes, you have to get 60 and above. So 86%, that means that nearly 9 out of every 10 critics that reviewed this movie enjoyed it, rounding up from 86 to 90 basically. But yeah, that's incredible. So 8 or 9 out of every 10 critics enjoyed this movie. That's fantastic to hear. I'm all the more excited to go and watch this now. Like I said, sign me up, take my money, give me more Mad Max, because the crazy contraptions, the cars, the wasteland and the characters, it's also wacky and goofy and crazy, and I just love it. So let's get back over to the article. So here's what the critics are saying about Furiosa and Mad Max Saga. So I've compiled a major list here of all of the major outlets that have reviewed the movie. So let's go down and take a look at the most important reviews and let's see what they have to say. And we've also got the review scores for each review as well. Yeah, on some of them we have, sorry, not all of them. So this one comes to us from the BBC. With all due respect to Miller's bonkers vision and his incredible ability to put the vision on screen, Furiosa seems like one of those spin-off graphic novels that plugs the gaps between two films in a franchise, but which didn't quite match up to the films themselves. So 9 years later comes a prequel, Furiosa and Mad Max Saga, and Miller, now seemingly ageless at 79, yeah, still making movies at 79, that's incredible. To be making movies at nearly 80 years old, I mean, that just blows my mind. He was 34 when the first one came out. He was 34 when the first Mad Max came out. That's crazy. Has perhaps given birth to the greatest Mad Max yet. A wheels-up, rock-and-rolling epic that delivers the origin story of the title character Charlize Theron, picked up in Fury Road when she was about 26. Giving birth to the greatest Max yet. So Deadline here is saying that this is the best Mad Max there's been, that's just incredible to hear that. So the chassis may look familiar, but there is a very different engine driving Furiosa from that of Fury Road. It's a rich, sprawling epic that only strengthens and deepens the Max mythology. It shall ride eternal. 5 out of 5, and that comes to us from Empire. Again, another major review saying it's incredible. That's given us a 5 out of 5, and the previous one from Deadline saying it's the best Mad Max there's ever been. So that's 2 reviews back to back there, just saying that this is incredible. In a sense, Dementis is a character artificially contrived to give Furiosa someone to face off with, a warlord distinct from Immortan Joe. But Taylor-Joy and Hemsworth are a great pairing, and Taylor-Joy is overwhelmingly convincing action heroine. She sells this sequel. Yeah, from all of the trailers and the marketing that I've seen, she absolutely kind of thrust herself into this Mad Max role, and she just looks like she's having a great time making it. The same as Chris Hemsworth. And when the actors are having a great time, it allows the audience to have a great time as well. So, you know, it's kind of great to see. Furiosa's ultimate reckoning with Dementis fulfills the revenge promise, even if Miller can't resist stoking the mythic aspect by having alternate versions of the Warlord's fate, attempting to make it the stuff of legend, this time not quite. So there's a little bit of kind of so-so there in that review. It's not all positive, there's a little bit so-so there. George Miller's Furiosa and Mad Max Saga weaves a hero's journey of epic proportions, ushering in a powerful reflection on what it means to live and love in a dying world. 10 out of 10 from IGN. Wow, that's incredible. IGN gave this a 10 out of 10. That's incredible. So we've had the best Mad Max ever. Then we had 10 out of 10. And we've also had, what was the other one as well? Giving birth to the best Max yet. And yeah, anyway, guys, you get what I'm saying. So really, really positive, kind of outstanding reviews. Just not just positive, but like really, really epically outstanding reviews, which is incredible to hear. Where were we? IGM. So how do we brave the world's cruelties? How do we brave the world's cruelties? By refusing to become them ourselves. Such an internally combusting prequel might seem like a strange lead into a movie that spit fire in every direction, but don't you worry, George Miller still has what it takes to make it epic. A-. Yeah, that's great. So A-, so that means that the movie's pretty good, but there's just a slight kind of negativity there. But that sounds great, and that comes to us from IndieWire. So from Total Film, the action franchise set in the sun-blasted sandscapes is evergreen. A special place in Valhalla awaits George Miller. 4 out of 5. Yeah, George Miller, man. I mean, what can you say about him? When you think of like the Mount Rushmore of kind of directors, he's definitely up there on a pedestal. I mean, the guy, like I said, he's 80 years old and he's still firing out these epic movies. How many people at 80 years old, you know, have the capacity to kind of generate this kind of iconic movie? I'm not sure there'd be many people left that could do that. So the most important thing to say about Furiosa, however, is that what it all adds up to is a movie that can be darkly bedazzling and that will be embraced and defended in a dozen passionate ways. But it's more than that. To me, falls very short of being a Mad Max home run from Variety. So Variety, sort of playing it down a little bit, falls very short of being a Mad Max home run. So they're saying that it's a good movie, but it's not like up there with the kind of pantheon of movies when it comes to Mad Max. But will be embraced and defended in a dozen passionate ways. Yeah, so a lot of people will be defending this as a good movie, absolutely, by the sound of it. What it adds up to is a movie that can be darkly bedazzling. It falls very short of being a Mad Max home run. So they're saying that it's a good movie, but it's not a home run for the Mad Max saga. But you know, a lot of other reviews are seeming to disagree with that. So tip the greasy, dusty, battered hat to George Miller, who is pulling off some kind of ridiculous feat by turning these grungy action movies into a grand saga. And that comes to us from The Wrap. Tip your greasy, dusted, battered hat to George Miller, who is pulling off some kind of ridiculous feat by turning these grungy action movies into a grand saga. Yeah, he's doing incredible, but obviously he's not got a lot of time left. Is he going to continue to make these movies into his 80s? I don't think so. I mean, the guy's going to want to retire at some point, surely. So some other director or writers or whatever is going to have to overtake this franchise. Will it be able to maintain the quality when George Miller is no longer around? That will be the big question that a lot of people will be asking in the next few years. So as excitement builds for the release of Furiosa Mad Max Saga, it's evident that opinions on the film will continue to vary. Are you eagerly anticipating the latest installment for the Mad Max universe? Do you think it can live up to the legacy of Fury Road? I mean, that's a big legacy to live up to because that movie was incredible. Share your thoughts and expectations in the comments below. Your perspective adds depth to the conversation as we await the film's release and beyond. Yeah, so there we are, guys. So pretty much, I would say kind of like the Rotten Tomatoes score of, you know, 86%. You know, sort of 8 out of 10 critics love this movie, and I would say probably 80% of the reviews we read as well kind of stick to that number as well, you know, where they're saying that this movie is pretty damn incredible, and it, you know, it could be one of the best Mad Max movies ever made. It does manage to, you know, stand on itself better than Fury Road did. But yeah, there's some that have a slight kind of negativity to them as well, but overall it's mostly positive, and this is great to hear. Adds all the anticipation for this movie. Can't wait to see this movie even more than I did last week, now that I've read these reviews with you guys. And that was the first time I've read these reviews. I haven't read them yet. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. This is everything that I wanted it to be in terms of the reviews. But guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Did the reviews kind of catch you off guard? Was you expecting this movie to be this good? Did you expect it to receive an 86% review? Did you expect the reviews to be higher? Did you expect them to be lower? Whatever your thoughts are, pop them in the comment section. Can't wait to see what you have to say about this, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you do enjoy my content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe for more of these videos, and I will see you in the next one.